All right. Black Widow makes its way to theaters and home screens. Nintendo makes a meme-worthy announcement and another live trailer reaction this week on So What I Miss. Cue the intro, John. Listen. All right, everybody. Welcome to the show.
Every time. Every time.
Humorous.
All right, that's Pat, that's John, that's Rob. Let's get it started. We missed last week with the box office report, so I'll quickly recap what happened. Fast 9 opened, and to a record or COVID record, 70 million domestically. And then the next weekend, however, kind of dropped about. Pat, you want to put up that graphic for me?
No, he's playing with toys.
So this past weekend, which was the Independence Day weekend, they made about a little under 30 million with Boss Baby. Boss Baby, who knew, right? This is a crazy franchise now. 20 million, and then the Forever Purge with 15 million, and then Quiet Place 2, still going strong. I think
still chilling
with
in there.
5 million, just always near the top there. One thing about this Fast and the Furious Fast 9, it did drop 67%. Now, I guess I gotta ask you guys, what do you kind of attribute that to? Is that the Boss Baby and Forever Purge taking, or you think it might be a little Fast and Furious fatigue, or maybe like word of mouth, people are watching this movie and then kind of reporting back, or is there a finite number of people? Anyways, I'll let you guys figure it out. Anyone have a theory on why they might have dropped? 67 is a huge amount.
I think the people that want to watch it would have went out and watched it already. Right? Like if you're going to brave everything going on and watch it, you watch it opening weekend. And then afterwards, you're not going to wait for the next week. Like if you're not afraid of anything anymore, you just go on week 1, right?
Yeah. Hey guys. I've often found that these type of movies, the reason they do so well is because of repeat business. Now, Fast 8 came out 4 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago. I don't remember seeing as many memes making fun of Fast the Furious movie as I do now. Every day on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, there's all these memes from TV shows, movies, this and that, making fun of Dom, saying that the most important thing is family. Everything they're taking it from the MCU. I mean, it's everywhere. And I was certain to. I didn't see the movie, but it's getting slagged, and these memes are essentially making fun of things. And so it makes me really wonder if the buzz has really cooled down because of they're essentially poking fun at the movie as opposed to laughing with it. So.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit of the hype factor too. They pushed the movie. It's been so long since people have been clamoring for this. A little bit of the Wonder Woman 84 factor where anticipation got so high. Came out and maybe people aren't receiving it as well as they thought. And no one's going back for the repeat. Also, the following weekend was a long weekend in the USA, I believe, right?
Yep.
July 4th. So maybe during the holiday, everyone just skedaddled town. And they made sure to see it that first week. So you might see it spike back up in the third week, would be my guess.
I'm fairly certain, though. Did Pat get it right? Did Pat get the box office prediction right? Because I know that
I'm pretty sure I did. Somebody said 100 mil.
Absolutely not. He did not see Boss Baby as number 2.
No. But from 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago.
We did a prediction. Yeah, I said 68. Pat said 85. So, and then you two went over 100. So.
I feel like I was closest.
Well, if Chris said 68 and made 70 and you said 85,
are we prices writing it?
Well, we didn't say that. Okay, well, you know what? In fairness, if we had done last week, I would have guessed this exact same breakdown.
Right.
Yeah.
I will say, though, you made a good point, Chris. Quiet Place 2. Listen, that's dropping on Amazon Prime in Canada. Yeah. What did I say? It's in the next couple of weeks, I think. So I'm surprised it's still making that much money.
Can I ask something? Can I ask something?
Sure.
Was Fast 9 actually good?
Oh, I don't know. We can't watch it.
I don't know. We haven't seen it. I've heard nothing but shit about it, though.
Because John mentioned the Wonder Woman 84 thing. Wonder Woman 84 was not a good movie. So you can understand if people didn't see it the first weekend, they just heard it wasn't good, they would maybe skip it. But was Fast 9 good?
I've heard negatory.
Yeah, I can't imagine.
Review-wise, it's not looking good. I don't want to drop too many spoilers because we are in Canada and we do want to still see it. But yeah, it does not look good at the moment.
Right, so maybe that's a reason. Like, it wasn't good, so it just fell off because a lot of people who didn't want to watch it just kind of said, "Oh, it's not good. I'll just wait."
I mean, there's at least 2 more of these, and if Vin Diesel is insisting on him being like the focal point, what are they going to do? Like a long lost sister? Like what are they going to do now? Right? Like, it seems like they got to shoehorn more.
I'm telling you, Johnny Tran's sister that Dominic Toretto slept with in the first movie.
Wow.
He was like, long story. I made.
Well, don't forget that was 20 years ago, so he could have a 20-year-old
sister. Yeah. So it's going to be like a long lost daughter and some I don't know, maybe an Asian actress we could throw in there. I would pick Awkwafina just because I want to see Awkwafina mixed in with the Fast and Furious crew. Be hilarious.
So polarizing, Awkwafina. I'm finding these days. Like, you either hate her or you love her. That's it. All right, so I think we're going to see a new #1 movie next week. We got a big opening. It's Marvel's Black Widow comes out tomorrow on Disney Plus for an extra cost, as well as in theaters. I guess the big question I have is it going to break? Well, now the record is 70 with Fast and Furious. Is it going to break 100? Right now, predictions have it around on the high end 80 mil. So what I would say is the game we can play is, I guess you can comment on whether or not you think it's going to be good. I know we're all going to watch it. Look for the review on the main Heroes World podcast this Sunday. What I would say, you think it'll be over or under 80 mil? And you guys can start that one out. So is it going to be good, or is it going to go over under 80 mil?
Over.
What do you think? Is the movie going to be good?
Are you including what they're going to release for Disney Plus, or are you talking about strictly on?
I'll do strictly box office.
Under.
No, I'll go over 80 million. 84 not 80 million. Yeah, 84.7. That's my
Well, wasn't prepared for an actual number, but yeah. Or you could push if you think it's going to be exactly 80 million. John, what do you think?
Can I do the $1 thing?
Sure.
$1. No, I think it's gonna do well. But it is gonna have the whole simultaneous digital release, so we'll see how that's gonna affect it. I don't know. It's Marvel. I feel like it might be more popular than Fast.
Yeah, that's what I
think at the moment. So yeah, I don't know.
I think it'll
like 50. I'd say 50.
Yeah. I think if a movie's gonna do 100 this summer, this is the one. I know it's releasing the same time as digital, but I don't think that matters. I think people want to go to theaters and they want to consume these.
If we had a choice, I would definitely go and see it in theater over digital.
And it's been a while for a Marvel movie, like 2 years now, right? Since what was the last one?
Yeah,
Spider-Man. Yeah.
Far From Home.
Yeah, and all the TV shows are always the #1 when they're airing, right? So Loki is #1 in the TV realm, I think, right? So yeah. Why wouldn't Black Widow be #1? But I guess there's no Fast and Furious TV show other than that kids show.
All right, before we move off of it, any bold predictions? Surprise cameos, things like that. I'll start. Mine is, I think the mom character, Rachel. I think I've said this before a bunch of times. The mom character, Rachel Weisz, is going to be Taskmaster. That's my
prediction. That's a bold guess. I actually don't think so. I actually don't think, it kind of sucks to say, but I actually don't think there's going to be any surprises in this movie. The movie has been pushed back too long and too many times that the timeline's all off, right?
Yeah.
I think they already said that, how in Winter Soldier there was that Julia Louis-Dreyfus character. She's probably going to make an appearance, right?
Yeah, she will. She's in it.
Yeah, but that's just because the timing's all wrong, right? This movie was supposed to come up before that, so now I actually think there's not going to be any surprises. I mean, I outside of the mom being Taskmaster. That's all.
Well, that's my prediction. Okay, well, Pat shat on that. What do you guys think?
You asked me my opinion. I gave you my opinion.
I know, I'm kidding.
I think he's just going to be a generic. I think Rob is probably right that there's, or who said there's going to be no surprises? Was it Rob? He's going to say it's like.
No, I haven't said anything. It was
Pat just said.
Yeah.
Said just now.
I feel like it's something Rob would
stoned,
say, but yeah, I am. No, I'm not. But yeah, I think it's just Taskmaster is just going to be a generic goon that disappears like every other Marvel villain. But I do very much look forward to seeing this, and I think whoever plays the other girl, Yelena Bolovich or whatever, I assume she's going to steal the show.
We know that there is one, maybe two post-credit scenes, and one of them ties into something that's going to be coming out on Disney Plus. They've kind of mentioned that. So is that the Hawkeye tie-in? Who knows? I don't know. But there are some post-credit scenes to definitely stay behind for. I think I've said before, I'm not overly anticipating or excited for this movie. I think it's 2 years too late. Unless I have, though, heard some decent reviews. Like people at the buzz said it's a lot better than they expected, but I've seen a lot of people saying that are disappointed. So I don't know. Listen, my son and I are going to watch it. $30. We'll sit on the couch, eat some Cheetos, watch it, and I'm not. Listen, it can't be any worse than Wonder Woman 84. So
I think it's gonna be better. Do you know? Does anyone here know that once you pay the $30, do you have access to the movie like
yes,
unlimited viewing until
as long as you maintain your Disney Plus membership, you quote unquote own that movie.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so you'll have like
so it's not a rental
on end to watch it. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. It's not a rental as long as you're getting it through Disney Plus, that's the only way to get it, I believe. Is then it's. As long as you maintain your membership, you've got it for however long. So,
all right.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on. I got a couple more Marvel news bits. I kind of chunked them together for this main story. Next bit of Marvel movies. Kevin Feige, the head of Marvel Studios, said the days of signing stars to 9 or 10 picture deals are over. Famously, Samuel L. Jackson had a 9-picture deal, saying, it gives them more of an ability to focus on finding the right talent rather than locking them up for 9 or 10 pictures, which it could be over several years. That's his, spin on it. Do you guys think it gives them more leverage in negotiations, or maybe this is a TV tie-in? Do you guys think of anything? Is that the reason, or is it something else? What do you guys think?
Locking actors in for multi-picture deals has been something that's been going on for probably the last 30 or so years, when franchises started really becoming something for studios to bank on. I think that you needed one studio to say, hey, we're not going to do that. We're going to sign you for maybe 2 movies, an option for a third. And what bigger studio than Marvel to be the one to drop the hammer, because they have the ability to do that. They have so many toys in the chest that they can go back and pull out and do stuff with. They're not tied to a certain number of characters. Like say a Bond, the next Bond actor might have to sign a 3-picture deal. Maybe they'll only do 2+1. So we'll see. But I think that you will start to see the days of signing an 8-picture deal are over and done with.
Well, let me ask you this: what's the benefit of doing that outside of just locking them in? Like, is that basically the reason that you lock in Samuel L. Jackson, that he can't renege, and you just have that? Like, did you pay a premium for that? You probably do, right?
Yeah, you'd have to pay because you have to say, okay, we're locking in for 8-picture deal, but it's going to be over a certain period of time, right? Like when I say it's over like 10 years based on your schedule. Like there's a lot of like ins and out that go through there. I think though that you started to see some fatigue with a lot of the, like Chris Evans was tired of playing Captain America and the grueling. Don't forget, like those grueling movies he had, right? You had the first Avenger, then you had the Avengers. And you had Avengers 2, and then Civil War. Like he was constantly working and stuff. So there wasn't a lot of time for them to be able to kind of move off on and do other projects in between. So I think it's also Kevin Feige recognizing that it doesn't behoove him to lock people in so that they're somewhat stuck in being able to pursue other interests as well. So
yeah, shout out to Jennifer Lawrence in that last X-Men movie. Did not look like she wanted to be there.
Pouring it in.
And the other problem is sometimes an actor just doesn't work out the way you want them to, and then you're kind of stuck with them, right? Yeah. Like I love the Captain Marvel movie, but like let's be honest now, Brie Larson wasn't the greatest Captain Marvel, and she's locked in for like another 8 movies or something like that. Yeah. Right. And you're forcing somebody who maybe wants to do it, but might not be the best choice to like force themselves to play Captain Marvel for 5 more movies. Because I think Brie Larson has like an 8 or 9 movie deal, and she's only done like 2 or 3 if you count her like an appearance.
You would count Endgame, I think. Yeah.
I would. Yeah, I actually thought she was good. I thought it was just the wrong writing for that movie. But yeah, I hear what you're saying. You're right.
Right. Well, I mean, that's a different issue, whether or not it was written poorly, but the overall consensus is that movie was very polarizing.
And let's not forget, before we jump off this rule, I'm going to make a very quick point. Don't forget, when they were locking in Samuel L. Jackson, Robert Downey Jr., Chris Evans, Hemsworth, and all that, they were doing it because they needed to have continuity. They didn't have a future game plan. They knew that they had a phase 1, possibly into a phase 2, but they needed to know that they could lock these people in because it was going to build upon their franchise. They have now built the foundation and the first couple levels of their massive monstrosity of a universe. So they don't now require the same amount of commitment from other people.
Or star power.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
You just throw anybody in there, like a Simu Liu, and you can always all of a sudden have like a blockbuster. You know?
I bet you he's in for 3. I bet you he got 3 pictures, 3 + 1.
Yeah, makes sense. Anyways, all right, moving on from that to a little more Marvel news and DC. So both Marvel Studios and DC, I don't know what their movie studio, but basically Marvel and DC movie studios are both going to be skipping the Comic-Con at home. So we won't be seeing any info on things like Eternals or, the new Aquaman movie or anything like that, but we'll see more focus on like the other properties like maybe Snake Eyes or Batman The Long Halloween. It also doesn't rule out that Sony could be making a splash, perhaps, some Venom stuff. What do you guys think of this? These studios, the 2 major studios skipping the at home. You think it's because of the at home or because they want to do their own thing? What do we think?
I think it's really difficult for any studio to kind of organize this kind of stuff now. If you do it virtually, you have to find all your actors together into a Zoom call. Right? Like, you know what I mean? Like it's I can understand why you want to avoid that nowadays, But it kind of sucks because as a fan, you're kind of waiting for these SDCC periods to get like a whole influx of news and just just absorb it. But you just don't have that now. You just like what I'm saying is I'm not going to get any more news about the Eternals movie at SDCC anymore. You
think when it goes back from, or if it ever does, if it goes back to not at home, like the whole Hall H and things like that, do you think they'll return, or you think they're more focused on doing their own kind of events? I hope they return. I still have yet to been to SDCC once in my life, and I really want to go before I no longer get the opportunity to.
I think so. I think that DC destroyed San Diego last year with their fandom. They stumbled a little bit with trying to split it up, and instead of doing it 2 weekends, and they did it 2 months apart. But they killed it. They had way more buzz. They generated a lot more interest than what San Diego at home did last year. I think you wait to see whether or not how they do this year with their fandom again in the fall. I think it might be a little bit too late. I think they should be doing it in August, but that's fine. And if they're able to usurp the buzz from SDCC again, I suspect next year that they will have their own fandom live in person, much like how D23 does. Don't forget Marvel and DC and Wick Warner, they pay a whole bunch of money, a lot of money to be popping in and doing stuff at San Diego. And why spend that money for another venue when you can do it yourself? And if you're going to charge people to come into your venue as well, then you're making that, like, you're not losing the part of the profit. So I think this year will be very important to see how well Fandom does in terms of its buzz, and I bet you'll see it in live person next year.
It's really, really similar to when E3 happened, right? Like a lot of the big publishers just stopped doing it because there's no point. Why pay somebody? Why pay somebody for a time slot during E3 if you can just post their own direct 3 days later or 4 days later or a week later?
And then you have full creative control on who's coming on that stage and who's before you, after you. Yeah, I don't see why they wouldn't want to.
It just sucks like I was saying, it just sucks as a viewer because in the future you no longer have the opportunity to go to one place and just absorb everything.
Yeah,
right? But
it's losing its event.
So I guess that's kind of new, right?
It's kind of losing its event status now, so it's troublesome. All right, guys. So in lieu of, Pat, he scoured the internet for images. So we didn't really have a segment for Pat's pictures. So what we're going to do is kind of like a I guess what we're trying. We're piloting a meme review type thing in relation to this.
Talk about the news too, though, Chris.
All right. So after long speculation, Nintendo finally revealed this new upgraded system. It's going to be the Nintendo Switch OLED model. So I'll give you some specs before we comment on this. Launching October 8th. For $350 US, which is $50 more. The Canadian version will also be $50 more, which is $450 Canadian. The features include a 7-inch OLED screen, an upgrade from the 6.2-inch original, a wider kickstand, enhanced audio speakers,
wider kickstand,
it's huge. It's like. Who's snoring? So having a bigger kickstand is so important on the Switch.
A LAN port in the dock. Hooray for that. And it's 64 gigabytes. Sorry, oh my goodness. Internal storage, which is to double the amount of the previous, which is 32-bit. And this new color scheme. So expectations were really high for this. They were
not really new. Xbox has the same color scheme.
Panda edition.
Yeah. Well, new for them. People were expecting a 4K model, Bluetooth, audio, things like that, and they kind of got this. So as the internet does, they roasted this thing like crazy, and we do have some music. Maybe I can get your guys' reaction. Why don't I get your guys' reactions first before we go into the internet's reaction? Pat, you're a resident Switch guru. Did this really disappoint as much as people say?
It's like I don't know. It's like when you buy an iPhone every couple of years and you're like waiting for the iPhone next number and you get the iPhone 5e. And you're like, why? I'm waiting for the 6 or the 7 or the 8 and you get 5e or like a 5SIE. And that's kind of how it feels. It's like, it's great that they're improving it, but why? Why only this? That's how I feel.
Yeah, we bought a Switch the first year it came out for our kids for Christmas. And it's currently just sitting in its docking station somewhere. I play it occasionally on the handheld, but they don't usually play with it anymore. There's nothing about this that intrigues me to say, oh, I'm going to spend some more money and upgrade. They wouldn't play it. It's you've increased the screen and you've made it from an LCD to an OLED. Big shit. Why would you pay? It's really okay. That docking station will be available for anybody who wants to buy it or has a normal Switch. You can buy that docking station. So, spend $80 for the docking station if you really want your LAN port in it. You know what? Here's a bigger upgrade. Make the Nintendo Pro Switch controller have a headphone jack. That would be revolutionary. So for me, like this is nonsense. Why? What a waste. What do they like? What a waste. Us talking about it is a waste. You know what? I don't even care, but the more I talk about it, the more pissed off I am. This is stupid. This is dumb.
I don't even need a turn because I don't own it. I haven't followed it. It looks like the same shit to me in black and white, so it doesn't matter to me.
All right, let's take a look at some of the memes that we compiled. So.
That's funny.
I guess we can rate it. We can do a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Like, yeah, this one's fun. Yeah.
It's pretty clever. It's also, I guess, technically true.
All right. What else we got?
Meme templates. Oh, look. This is something that I don't understand.
That's the rose that you got there.
Right? It looks like John's car.
If I could make that cardboard thing, I would definitely do that.
Huh.
What a great mod.
See, now that makes me miss the I had a PSP and I missed that shit, man.
PSP had an OLED screen too, right?
Vita, Rob. It's one of these. I took mine out of the box just for you.
Yeah, I you know what? I actually went looking I went looking to buy a PS Vita recently. Obviously you can't get them anymore, but
You can find them.
Yeah, but it's just
which one of you nerds bought movies for this thing?
I bought movies for the PSP.
You get movies for the PSP. For the PS Vita, the vast majority of it was download, John. If you're gonna insult me, get it right.
I know you can remote play the Vita, right? That's what my friend does.
Can.
Who's a dad? He
But it's funny because the context of this joke is that the PS Vita actually upgraded from an OLED.
Yeah, I think
the very first PS Vita, the version 1 were OLEDs. It went to an LCD. That's kind of the funny part. So if you don't get it, you wouldn't get it. But anyway,
all right, let's go next one. So yeah, this is the comparison basically that Pat was talking about.
It's funny because I also have a copy of Gravity Rush.
Yeah, I don't get the Gravity Rush joke, but I'm guessing that's
Gravity Rush is one of the best PS Vita games.
Okay.
I did not make this meme, nor did I pull it off the internet, but I have a copy of Gravity Rush.
Folders, wow. You don't get folders.
Can't make folders, sorry.
And then you have some
older stuff. You know what? I have a buddy who's OCD that would drive him nuts if he couldn't make folders and stuff like that for his game, for whatever you have to organize on this thing.
Oh, now we're just using meme templates.
Oh, we got Pam Beasley making an appearance here.
That's a classic. Yep.
Oh, this is funny too. I don't remember the scene in the Star Wars movie. Somebody has to enlighten me, but I feel like this is important.
I feel like I'm going to fast forward through this scene, but
I don't think I've seen this movie.
What movie is this?
I don't remember. If anybody remembers the actual conversation that they had, but yeah.
Okay, so this might be the end of the ones I found. John has some.
Okay, I have a couple of the guys sent me.
Was that was it, right, Pat?
For me, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. John has some submissions from our.
I've got a couple quick ones, but yeah. So we got Obi-Wan Kenobi saying this isn't the Switch Pro that you're looking for. That's pretty.
Anyone got a Obi-Wan impression? Okay.
We've got this one's from Sarah. I got 99 consoles, but a Switch ain't one. I feel like that's the general consensus for a lot of people. Like I got Xbox, PlayStation. What the hell's a Switch? I feel like you're in a whole different genre when you're collecting Switches.
You guys are a bunch of elitists, I think.
We've got a SpongeBob SquarePants. Does someone want to act out? I'll be the fish, and someone can be the other guy.
Wow.
No, Pat, you be the Nintendo nerd because you're the Nintendo nerd, and you're ordering it.
Okay. New fish model.
We've already read it. Don't worry about it. Move on.
Okay, fine.
Right. I know.
We had a good little. We're gonna have a good role play there.
Fine. We'll do a table read next time, Rob. And then we got this classic yearbook photo. Daniel, the cooler Daniel. I don't know if anyone else had their yearbook and was duplicated in it. I know a couple of my friends who got that happened. I don't know who was in charge of that shit. But,
that's really funny.
They were getting paid for it, and then this is just making fun of the aesthetic, which is fine. It's a mighty fine toaster. That's a high tech. That's a pimp ass toaster, by the way. If anyone has a toaster like that, it's got a bunch of buttons on the side. I don't know if that is your timer or your bread crispiness. I don't know.
I'm mad at you guys. We just all hate the Switch here, so let's move on. As I sit here surrounded by Switch games.
All right, so that was kind of our picture segment. Thanks for
submitting memes.
Yeah, submitting your memes, guys. That was great. So we're gonna get into some news bits, and then we're gonna do a trailer reaction here. So let's go. Next bit of news: Matthew Vaughn, who did famously The Kingsman, X-Men First Class, and Kick-Ass. He has a new big budget film called Argyle. I guess it's going to be some sort of spy film and they just announced their cast, huge heavy hitting cast: Henry Cavill, Sam Rockwell, Bryce Dallas Howard, Bryan Cranston, Walter White himself, Catherine O'Hara, John Cena, Pat's favorite, and Samuel L. Jackson are going to star in this thing.
He's in everything. I don't think they need to put him in the cast anymore. You just assume he's in there.
Yeah, it's based on a unreleased novel by the same name by author L.E. Conway. That means anyone who reads. Revolves around the adventures of the world's greatest spy caught up in a globe-trotting adventure.
The world's greatest spy is James Bond, so that's already misleading.
No, it's Ethan Hunt. Let's go, Rob. Let's go. Right now, Rob. Smoke.
Well, this one's gonna be Henry Cavill. So yeah.
The interesting thing about this is that it's a 3-picture deal. Matthew Vaughn's making this trilogy for a book that hasn't even been published yet. The book doesn't come out until 2022. The movie starts filming in production in August of this year, which potentially means it will drop around the same time as the book next year.
Wow. Better be a good book, yo. Did you get a preview copy or something?
Well, it's actually not uncommon for a lot of publishers, literary people. They have literary agents who will also have agents to deal with movie and television, and they would have sent this out to studios, a draft of the book or a portion of it for them to be able to read, to say, hey, we want to option this. So that's not out of the realm of things happening, but generally the book would drop well in advance of a movie. I can't recall a time where a book and a movie have come out this close to each other. So I don't know. Listen, I'm all in. I enjoy Matthew Vaughn's Kingsman movies. The new trailer they released of The King's Man this week looks really cool. I wasn't a big fan of The Golden Circle, but I'm sure it'll do a great job. But will it be too much like Mission Impossible or Bond or Bourne Identity? What's going to differentiate it? I don't know. It'll be interesting to see. But it's a 3-picture movie, so I guess we have a trilogy to look forward to. Yeah,
he does know the spy genre, I guess, if you count Kingsman as a spy movie. But anyways, moving on, an exclusive interview with express.co.uk, Boba Fett himself, Tamura Morrison, revealed some details about the Book of Boba Fett season coming up, including, I guess, some of the planned directors. Now, these names may sound very familiar if you're a fan of The Mandalorian, but Jon Favreau, Robert Rodriguez, Bryce Dallas Howard, and Dave Filoni are going to be among the directors. It seems pretty obvious to me if it's the same guys making from The Mandalorian.
It would be trouble if they were not affiliated with this. They're like, none of these guys are going to be here this season.
Yeah.
Good luck with that.
We're going to try brand new stuff,
Yeah.
All right. Brand new people, I guess. Okay. So next bit of news, Amazon's hit TV series, The Boys, launched a digital short series called 7 on 7. Which is like a VOT News digital series that'll come out on the 7th of every month. There's no release date for Boys Season 3, but I'm
too many sevens.
Yeah,
I don't know what's going on.
I don't know. Anyways, it's 7 news stories that take place within the Boys universe, so you're going to get some fill-in from Season 2 to Season 3 there. So, if you're very interested in that show, go check it out on YouTube. I believe you can just search VOT News Network or 7 on 7 and you can find it. All right, Netflix movie. So the Rock, among others in the cast, posted this picture. Pat, if you have it, bring it up.
Working on it.
He totally does not have that picture up.
So Netflix. So this is a Netflix movie called Red Notice. Has DC heavy hitters. I'm counting Ryan Reynolds as a DC heavy hitter. I guess is Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, Gal Gadot, and Ryan Reynolds. It's set to be released November 12th. And this is the description we got of it, and maybe we can speculate who's who. FBI's top profiler, world's most wanted art thief, and the greatest con man the world has ever seen. So that was the description we got. So
I can tell you without even knowing anything.
Yeah,
about the movie.
So context clues. Gal Gadot can't be the con man, I guess, right?
There's no she has to be the art thief.
Okay.
Right? Ryan Reynolds has to be the con man, which makes The Rock a cop.
Yes, he does. He plays Luke Hobbs.
He plays Luke Hobbs. Yeah. What else? What else do you got?
That's his
profiler. Does he not look like a profiler?
I think Gal Gadot could play the profile. I think Gal Gadot could play the profiler as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure, I guess. Okay, or maybe The Rock is the art thief. You know what? I would be pleasantly surprised if The Rock was the art thief.
Yeah. Ryan Reynolds plays like the straight man a lot, right? The guy who's like
totally
cop kind of thing. In Hitman's Bodyguard, I would call him that.
Yeah.
Anyways, so that's this movie. A lot of star power in that, but it's a Netflix movie, so they tend to be rather hit and misses. Speaking of Netflix again, Netflix released a action-packed trailer for Transformers: War for Cybertron Kingdom, I guess.
Yes,
that's what it is.
It's I can't wait.
July 28th.
Rob is super excited for this
release date. I matched my Transformers shirt here. I guess we can all say that we're rather disappointed with this series. Had a lot of hype coming in. Looks like they're going to be mixing, kind of like what the new movie's going to do, but mixing Autobots with Beast Wars.
Can I just first of all, you didn't use air quotes when you said action.
Oh,
I did not watch the trailer because there's no part of me has any desire to. And when you're saying that they're mixing things, I'm not going to lie to you. The first thing I thought of was you're going to take one pile of shit, and you take another pile of shit, and then you're going to go like this. And you're gonna say, "Ha!" And you're like, "Oh, look, it's a bigger pile of shit."
I mean, part of what we do is scour the news for the internet, so we kind of have to mention it. But this show was great at being bad.
So here's what I hate myself because I will force myself to watch this because I've watched 12 episodes already. I am. I did the same thing with Damages. I watched all seasons of Damages. I watched it because I was so pissed because I felt like I had to finish it all. So I will probably try to watch this.
Man, you read summaries now, man. That's the new jam. That's what I did. Sons of Anarchy, when they got to that last season and it was as brutal as it was, I just read summaries just so I could know the ending.
No, that's ridiculous. I read the books, John. I didn't go get the Coles Notes version of things, man. I actually did the work.
Have fun on July 29th watching this.
I'm gonna keep buying toys, but I'll still watch it, but I don't think I'm gonna enjoy it. I'm gonna hate watch it.
Yeah. All right, guys. So the last bit of news I had, I know we maybe should have let off with it, but there is going to be a special Sidekick Show on Monday, dedicated, I guess, more or less to just the tragic passing of Richard Donner this week, director of Superman and Goonies and other films. So, we'll get you guys will get more of an in-depth kind of profile on him, I guess, more so on the Sidekick Show. Is that right, Rob?
Yeah, like a tribute episode. Rob's got the rundown for that episode, right?
Okay.
Yeah. So what's happening is that Stu is our good friend Stu Pay from the Heroes World podcast. He and I were kind of chatting about it, and he's going to jump on board. And we're going to talk about it. And this last episode that we did, we thought, well, we will rewatch Superman, and people were like, "No, piss off." So we kind of thought, you know what, like. Richard Donner has crafted a great number of movies and storytelling points that are then many, many, many movies are derivatives of what he has done in his style, including every MCU movie relies on the backbone of what he did with Superman the movie. So, and that's by Kevin Feige's own admission. Every movie before they start production, every cast member watches that movie. So we're going to go through and kind of talk about a lot of the movies, whether it's Superman, whether it's The Omen, what he did in creating and helping create and bring to life the X-Men universe for Fox back in the 90s and 2000s. Goonies, the Lethal Weapon series, reinventing the buddy cop. There's a lot there. And then when you realize you start to drill down about all these extra movies that you get where the DNA is thanks to Dick Donner. So definitely join us for that because it's going to be a good talk, especially if you're a movie fan of stuff from the 90s to 2000s, and even now you'll start to realize how much has been interwoven thanks to his guiding hand. So
yeah, there's a bunch of choices. So we basically just ask people to watch whatever their favorite is, and we'll try and cover a little bit of everything. But can't wait to reveal what my movie is. So. We'll see.
Your favorite Richard Donner movie? Is that what you're saying?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay. I don't know what that means, but okay. Thanks, guys. That's the news. We are going to switch gears. We usually say what we're going to do this weekend, but I think everyone's going to watch Black Widow. Let's go to our trailer reaction. Let's switch gears to the trailer reaction, or Let's trailer reaction. Their Marvel Drop Day trailer for What If, which begins airing August 11th on Disney Plus. So switch it up.
Are we switching it up now?
Let's do it.
Rob, do you have to bounce, Rob? Or I know Rob had a
no, I got a couple minutes here, so let's quickly watch this trailer reaction, and
so we have not seen this.
And then I'll bounce like a gummy
bear.
bear.
I have not seen this.
Yeah. Okay, so welcome everybody. Let's trailer reaction. We've got a very special trailer for you guys. Marvel's What If, So we're doing the show within the show here. So if you want to see the rest of the episode, check out our news. So let's talk about Rob's haircut now quickly before we dive into this trailer. It looks mighty sharp.
I know.
I loved it when you were in B44. It was a great track. And I can't wait to see you perform it next week. So without further ado, let's trailer action to What If. I believe it is animated, or is it live action? I don't know. We're gonna find out. So
animated episodic show. Yeah.
Yeah, all right. So hopefully this is the right trailer because I grabbed it quickly. So let's go.
Let's hope it's not. It's funny.
Yeah, peace. I love peace. I'd be out of a job with peace.
Iron Man 1, shot for shot.
Yeah, this is just.
Whoa, what's going on here?
What?
That is some kill.
Do we know each other?
They just can do whatever they want. Crazy.
Reality. It's changeable.
Where you want to be? That's the question, isn't it?
Every universe is different. Each one unique.
Good luck, baby.
Slow down a little bit. There's a few people in the room that don't understand. Not me, I get it.
Who's that?
Who are you?
The name's
Carter.
Captain Carter. Scheiße.
I am the Watcher. I observe all that transpires here. But I do not, cannot, will not interfere. I guess I have to freestyle then.
Hey! We have you outnumbered.
A Ravager never flies solo. I said never flies solo.
Is that some kind of catchphrase?
You had me worried for a second.
Journey to face the unknown and ponder the question. What if?
Woo, the Watcher. Ooh, that was crazy. I actually did not expect to be into that much. So we just watched the What If trailer. I believe this is the first full out reveal trailer they've done. I think they did a teaser a little while back. So fully animated, looks like likeness of all the characters. Very clearly imitators, not the actual voice actors of the actors. I don't think so.
No, there are.
Hemsworth was pretty close. If that's
There's a number. Even that's Chadwick Boseman speaking. I think the only ones that aren't, and I just read the article earlier, is Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah, the Downey Jr. was very apparently not him.
Robert Downey Jr., Chris Evans, I think Scarlett Johansson, and one other person are not. Everybody else, that's their voices, I believe.
that was
you know what actors do. Yeah, maybe they're not used to doing voice acting, so maybe it sounds a little different than we would think of them in the movies, or maybe we're so used to hearing their voices in the movies that we don't kind of recognize them. So let's go to Chris first. Chris, what did you think of that What If trailer?
Yeah, it looked pretty good. You get to see some wacky combinations of characters, like things you never see before, like Yondu and Black Panther.
Yeah, it's almost What If / Marvel team up. It feels like that.
It looks like they're going to do the zombies one, the classic zombies one, things like that. So it gives them a chance to kind of really just do whatever they want and no like people getting upset about not ruining, but stretching characters' stories and things like that and doing weird things. I thought there'd be more logic to it, like, oh, what if, the bomb didn't hit this portion, when Tony Stark sat down, but it was literally just like, what if Killmonger was there?
What if Killmonger grabbed the missile and threw it into the sky?
What if they grabbed T'Challa instead of Peter Quill? Like these, I thought it would just be like certain moments in time, and then it branches off depending on what event happens. But it seems like they're just totally out there. They're doing whatever they want.
Yeah. So
well, we don't
what if
know
it,
that's
what?
not true though, Chris. Like, how do you know the watcher doesn't preface it? You know, it's a trailer.
Yeah.
That tells you.
Yeah, maybe there's a bunch of lead up. Yeah, obviously you saw a culmination of multiple episodes, unless that all happens in episode 1, which would be ridiculous. But Pat, long-standing What If comic series from Marvel, that Agent Carter or Peggy Carter, did those screens look better than all of Wonder Woman 84? What are you looking forward to?
Totally did, man. Wonder Woman 84 was that bad, right? Like, I mean, the one good thing about doing like What If is that, you know, we always have the adage of it's not really about the ending but the journey, right? And I think when you do shows like this that is basically about the journey, that you don't really need this to end. I'm actually a huge fan of it. You know, like, you don't need to know what happens 6 years after Peggy Carter becomes Captain America. You just need to see that part, you know, and then that's it. It's a story worth telling.
Yeah. All right. Quickly, Rob. What are you thinking? How are you feeling about that trailer? I don't know if you watched it earlier today already or not.
Yeah. They're self-contained stories, like what Pat said, right? So that it's fine. You know, this is the type of shit that you would talk about in the comic book store with your friends. Like, oh, could you imagine what if this had happened, right? And so, you know, in that regard, hey, what's up, big size Rob? In that regard, it's kind of cool. What I will say is that I think this will tie into Doctor Strange, the Multiverse of Madness. I mean, you could tell Doctor Strange was asking some questions in the trailer about who people are. Obviously, he's not familiar with who they are and the roles that they're playing. So I would not be surprised. Marvel's going all in on this multiverse idea. So it only makes sense that this What If trailer will have some connectivity to what's coming thematically in the MCU. I like the animation style. It's all rotoscoping, right? It's a rotoscoping style. So for those who aren't familiar with rotoscoping, I mean, essentially they film an actor and then they have people animate over top of the actors. Richard Linklater did it a number of years ago with Keanu Reeves, and I can't remember the name of it.
Scanner Darkly, I think, or something.
Scanner Darkly, right? Yeah, this is very similar. So rotoscoping, I actually like it for this type of stuff as opposed to just a general artistic, you know, drawing or animation style. I think it works well for this type of property. It definitely fits, and that's probably also part of the delay because this was supposed to come out last year, and with COVID. So if they were still filming some of the actors in, you know, to try to then have to animate over them, that would explain the COVID related delays. So yeah, I'm down.
Did they say how many episodes it's going to be?
Let Rob look that up. I was surprised to see the Marvel Zombies that Chris mentioned before, because there was a rumor before that Disney and whoever was in charge did not like their heroes and characters becoming these undead, murderous type of characters. So much so that a lot of the Marvel Zombie stuff disappeared. The trade paperbacks, everything went out of print. But now it seems to be all coming back. So I guess they just decided that it was worth doing. Yeah. So I'm pretty interested to see that. But yeah, I'm actually surprised. I didn't think I was going to like that much. Sorry, I'm going to move us all back to our original spots. Back. Yeah. Sorry, folks. I don't think Rob might not be able to find the information if it's taking him that long. I don't know did you guys have anything else to cover, Chris, Pat?
No, I'm good. That was good. Like I said, we talked about it. I didn't see that trailer, and I had a bunch of people message me saying it was out, and I said I haven't seen it yet. But it looks like maybe the way the trailer was designed, it looked good because it was literally like you were saying, it was bits of every, maybe like 10 or 12 episodes, and it was just bits and pieces of each. But yeah, I know.
So what I can tell is that guy. What's that?
Seeing Killmonger as a
good guy. Yeah. Right? So from what I can find, it is 10 episodes, and it is officially part of the Phase 4, as well as second season of 4 episodes. Apparently, it's currently in development. So, which makes sense.
Like, this is a show that you can do infinite seasons of, you know, because even the old comic books, they were infinite issues because it was just literally every little thing you can do a what if.
Well, and you've got a bunch of TV shows coming out now that they can also what if on, right?
Yeah.
Their what if spin on these.
What if Defenders wasn't canceled?
You know what they won't do? They won't do a what if on Big Shot. They won't do that or whatever. Yeah,
hey, get out of here. I'm waiting for
John Stamos.
I'm eagerly awaiting for it to be renewed. So thank you very much, folks, for joining us for that random trailer reaction within our show. Maybe we'll try and make that a regular thing or not. Let us know what you think of what if. Are you like a lot of people with the joke? What if it sucks, or what if it's great? You know, all the kind of silliness of that. So thank you very much for joining us for the news. Do we have anything else to mention before we get out of here?
No, our main show on Sunday, we got 2 episodes coming out. We are reviewing episode 5 of Loki. So definitely tune in for that, as well as a review of Black Widow, which drops tomorrow, Friday, on Disney Plus. $30. Although I feel like they haven't actually confirmed the price in Canada, so it might be $35. But $35 for Disney Plus subscribers tomorrow in Canada, unless you're in a region where your theaters are open.
Okay, well, thank you, Rob. I think you put it best. So I think that's all we got for you folks. Thank you for joining us for the news. If you are not subscribed, please
party
subscribe.
at John's house continues.
My kids are going nuts. I gotta get like a wall built. I need a wall built in this room. It's like the wide open main floor. So that's apologies, folks, for screaming kids in the background. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. If you haven't checked out our Twitch channel, we're gonna try and pump some more content out on the Twitch stream. So check it out. I'm looking forward to our Richard Donner tribute with Rob and Stu. That's gonna be a lot of fun. So we will see you guys on the next one. Thank you so much.